What's up? On Hermit 26 here, I'm reading my video where I go over my match of the year countdown for the year 2010. This video is about month and a half coming, so sorry for that. The reasons why I'm busy, and the reasons why I haven't made a video since my WrestleMania video. Whatever. But if you actually really want to find out, just Twitter me or Skype me or something, whatever. But I will be including in the description box with my match of the year countdown so you can follow along. Last week was Greek week for my fraternity, and Alpha Epsilon Pi, if you know what that is. And I'm going to include the video we did for Greek Sing, which our theme was #1 hits. I uploaded on my channel, which I don't use anymore. It was the channel before I made this channel, so I can make videos. So whatever. So you can look at that, tell me what you think, whatever. All right, and I am number 25 in that video. I'm number 25, and I think I'm in the front row. There's 5 of us. I'm second from the left. Yeah. All right, and I'm wearing yellow. So, all right, let's just get with the match of the countdown now. My cutoff for this actual video is 4.5 stars. I do keep all matches that I give strong 4.25 and up, but for the reason being that they could get on the countdown somewhat, but they aren't. So they aren't here. So starting with number 34, we have the Briscoes brothers versus the American Wolves from Phoenix Rising. It was from the Ashes. Sorry, the ROH event in Phoenix last year. Just because this is the last match on the countdown, or the lowest match on the countdown, does not mean this is a bad match at all. This is an amazing match. The only reason this is last is because I was teetering between a strong 4.25 and 4.5 for basically the entire time I was on the countdown, and I decided to give it 4.5. So there you go. Great, awesome match between the two. Even though I don't think it's their best match this year. There's another match coming up between these two teams. Number 33 is Richards versus Daniels from the Richards versus Daniels event in Chicago Ridge in last October. Awesome match. These two have great chemistry and just put on an awesome match. 6 months in the making, and I really liked it. And that's why it is my 33rd best match from last year. Number 32, I wish I could have given it more, but it's an amazing match, but just it didn't have the caliber of a lot of the matches higher than it. And that is Johnny Gargano versus Bryan Danielson from AIW last June, I believe. What an awesome match! The best Gargano match I've seen by far. He really shows that he is a future. He has a really bright future in this sport. He is an awesome wrestler. He has a lot of great stuff. You put him in there with someone like Danielson, and they have an awesome match like this. And I can't recommend this the Absolution 5 and this match enough. It was just a sight to see. Number 31 is the Chicago Street Fight from Bitter Friends, Stiffer Enemies 2. Colt Cabana and El Generico versus Kevin Steen and Steve Corino. It really got this feud hot. These 4 guys just went out there and used lots of weapons. There was innovative spots. You got to see a different side of Cabana, which you hadn't seen since the Homicide feud. You got to see Steen coming into his own. You got to see Corino take a beating. It was just an all-around and awesome hardcore match. Then we got number 30, which for a 4.5 star match was kind of disappointing. I'd heard so much about this match, and I watched it, kind of fell flat, but it was still amazing, if you get what I'm saying. It was Davey Richards versus Chris Hero from 7. Not the best match of the night. There's still a match coming up, number 17, that is better. But this match was still awesome. This is the first big-time match between these two that I had seen in a while, or maybe ever. I can't remember one off the top of my head. I know they had a match at Only the Strong Survive, which wasn't as good as this, but this match also happened first and was on a better place in the card than that match was. So this was still an awesome match. These two have very good chemistry. Both are probably top 5 indie workers right now, so just a great match between these two. Then number 29, we get Naomichi Marufuji versus Koji Kanemoto from the New Japan show. This is like the 35th anniversary show or something like that. This match got a lot of time and was awesome. This was from the Marufuji just went on such a roll in the first part of last year, and this is maybe his best match from all of that. This was such an amazing match, and I loved it. Kanemoto was able to keep up with Marufuji even with his age, and it was a great sight to see. Just an awesome match. Then we get to the number 28, the Briscoes versus the American Wolves from Bluegrass Brawl, the ROH show. This was the show in Louisville. Outside of the camera missing one big spot in this match, I have no complaints with it. Just these two teams went out there and beat the crap out of each other. And, because there was little substance behind it, is why it's not higher up on the countdown. So these two, with no purpose, these two teams went out there and just fought, and it was an awesome match. I loved it. And then Bluegrass Brawl, outside of that, it was a very good show. Pick it up. Then we get to number 27. Now, I think I've been one of the only people to talk about this match. And think of it, I think I'm a lot higher on this than a lot of people are. It is a 2 out of 3 falls match from Noah, Takashi Sugiura and Kenta versus Morishima and Go Shiozaki from the 10 Years After event in Differ Ariake. Man, oh man, oh man. 2 and 3 falls matches in Japan are way different. For the reason that, they kind of give each fall a little more meaning than in the States. It's seen as more of, I guess, an endurance contest than just, a regular match. And I loved those elements of it, These are 4 of the best guys in Noah, if not the 4 best guys in Noah. So, Jun Akiyama could have a claim to that, and a couple other guys could as well, but these 4 guys just went out there and beat the crap out of each other. Really cool to see. Sugiura was on in this match. Except the Morishima Sugiura match later in the year perfectly, which we'll get to. And just a lot of stuff like that. Loved it. 4.5 stars. Number 27. I wish it could be higher, but it's not. Then comes another match, which kind of also fell flat for being 4.5 stars at number 26, but it's still an awesome match and a world title change, and everything you want in a pro wrestling match. I just was like, I heard some people giving this 5 stars, and I was like, really, this match kind of fell flat, which was Kenny Omega versus Davey Richards from As the Worm Turns. Sorry, my memory's really on right now. I can remember all these shows. Yay. Awesome match. The finish was very cool. Richards looked great. Omega was just amazing in this match. I wish he could have had a longer world title reign, because I thought going into this match, Davey Richards is the perfect first defense for Kenny Omega, and they had a title change. So, it's whatever. And then Richards had to drop the belt anyway, so it's whatever. Number 25, we get Katsuhiko Nakajima versus Naomichi Marufuji from the Kensuke Office show on February 11th. Remember the year in 2009, Kenta versus Nakajima made it from my list from the exact same type of show. This match was not as good as that, but this match was still very, very good. I'd even call it amazing. Lots of great juniors action here, lots of great spots, lots of great, just working over. It was a great working over process in this match, where just like, I believe Nakajima tried to ground Marufuji, and then just Marufuji got up and just started kicking the crap out of Nakajima anyway. So it was really, really cool. Now number 24, we get the Kings of Wrestling versus the American Wolves from Tag Title Classic 2, the night before Final Battle. Wow. When the American Wolves first formed as a tag team, this is the first match I thought of, this is the match I would want to see them in, them versus the Kings of Wrestling, if they ever got back together. They got back together, and then they waited a year to have this match, and it was awesome. The finish was great. I don't think it went too long at all. I think it had the right amount of time. It could have had a little more action, but for a match like this was awesome. I loved it. I bought the DVD solely to see this match, and because there kind of is nothing else on the DVD, and it's worth it. So there's that. Next we got number 23 from the Budokan Hall show, the Joe Higuchi Memorial show. Takashi Sugiura versus Takeshi Morishima from Noah. Wow, these two beat the crap out of each other. It looked like Sugiura got a broken neck twice in this match, and then they just kept fighting and fighting and fighting, and had the most brutal finish. This is exactly the type of defense that Sugiura has that is awesome. And it was just a sight to see. I loved every second of it. 4.5 stars. Then we get to the best match from CHIKARA from last year. Mike Quackenbush and Manami Toyota versus the duo of Claudio Castagnoli and Sarah Del Rey. It's because of a match like this where I gave Claudio my Wrestler of the Year last year. I think it is well deserved because he in a match like this where he could work with Toyota, and then just his Chikara character is so amazing from last year. And I got King of the Trio. I'm getting King of Trios either today or tomorrow. I haven't checked the mail yet, and I cannot wait to see it. He's not on that weekend, but I cannot wait to see Chikara here because he made Chikara. I think without him it would have been a lot less last year, and it's still reeling off of that, off of the things he's done in my opinion. Even though he's not on their biggest weekend of the year, and neither is Aries for whatever reason, but whatever. This match was still awesome. It was great to see Toyota in another awesome match after all these years. So there's that. Then we got from the Dragon Gate USA show at Phoenix last year, Mercury Rising 2010. The 6-man of World 1 was Yoshino Doi and BB Hulk versus the Warriors team of Dragon Kid, Gamma, and Shima. Just an awesome match. The finish was a little bland, but outside of that, this is just 6 of Dragon Gate's finals just going out there and beating the crap out of each other, which was awesome, and I loved every second of it. This match really translates well on pay-per-view as opposed to the live crowd I heard, so very cool there. And this is probably better than this year's Dragon Gate 6-man. I haven't seen any of the Dragon Gate show I went to in Atlanta yet on iPay-per-view or on DVD because it's not out yet, but I imagine this is probably a little better. Alright, then we get to from the Titanica event, PWG number 20, Davey Richards versus Roderick Strong. This is their first well drawn out match and I guess a foreshadowing of what was to come in Final Battle. Just what a great match. Just these two just went out there and beat the crap out of each other for a good 20 minutes, and it was awesome. This really staked the claim of Richards being the PWG champion, which was really cool, and I loved it. This really didn't get the hump. This is I guess the start of the strong 4.5s, because every match from here on I would consider a very strong match, and I almost gave 4 3/4. But I didn't give any of them until you get to the 4 3/4, which starts at number. I only gave 2 matches 4 3/4 this year for whatever reason. So there's that. Next we get number 19. Now, with this match, if there's one match that is probably underrated with my own sense here, it would be this match because at number 19, it's an awesome match, a strong 4.5, but with a company like AAW to put on this match, which is a tag team no-rope barbed wire match, and everything they did in the match, I would go out of my way to see this match. I would buy the DVD, which it doesn't have pretty much anything else on that show, just to see this match, because it was insane, and it was awesome, and brutal, and it had a great storyline, and just everything you want in a pro wrestling match. Kind of every element in pro wrestling, throw it together. If you think about it, I'm giving this match too much credit. Wait until you see it, because that match was awesome. Alright, number 18, the best match from TNA last year. I think the only TNA match on this countdown, which isn't a good thing at all. I think there was one TNA match that barely missed, but still, you need to have more matches on this countdown, TNA. I think actually, speaking of that, I think there is only one WWE match on this countdown from last year, but it was number 1. So I'm willing to excuse that. Well, not really, but whatever. We have Angle versus Anderson from Lockdown last year. I love Mr. Anderson's character. So it was great to see him in an awesome match. Kurt Angle looked great here. He's always good in these cage-type matches with a guy like Mr. Anderson. He was awesome here. I was such a big fan of this match that it was in my top 10 for a while until you had this past summer, where there's a ton of amazing matches, one after another after another on the indies and in Japan. So there's that. Number 17, you get the team of Peligro Abejas, Generico and Paul London versus the Young Bucks versus the Cutlers in a 3-way guerrilla warfare match. Holy crap. This was a spot fest, and it was awesome. And tons of table spots, ladders, chairs, whatever you want. This was every sense of that word. It was awesome. It was maybe the most awesome spot fest ever. It was just an amazing match. And my 17th best match this year. Then we get to a string of ROH and Noah. from 16 to 9. Number 16 you get from the ROH show, the Omega Effect, David Richards versus Kenny Omega. This is their second match in Ring of Honor, I believe. I'm trying to think. Yeah, behind, what was the other match at Clash of the Contenders? Which was in 2009. This was in March 2010. They went out there. No, this was not the Omega Pit. This was Epic Encounter 3. Duh. Sorry. These two went out there and had an epic encounter. Just every sense of the word epic, this match has. And this match got over the fact that Omega, should he stay in Ring of Honor, which he really hasn't. I don't think he's been back since Death Before Dishonor 8. He's supposed to be at Final Battle Weekend taking on Eddie Edwards, but didn't come, and I still want to see that match. But still a awesome match from Kenny Omega, and he's doing really well in Japan, so I'd stay over there too. Alright, number 15 from the summer show of Noah. I believe this was one of the 10-year anniversary shows. Number 15, Go Shiozaki and Kensuke Sasaki. There is a big botch in this match, or else this might have been a lot higher. So I had to knock it down because of the botch. This is still an awesome match. Can't say enough about it. These two, Sasaki has had amazing matches before. He kind of pulls this back from there. And then Shiozaki, really was getting a lot of momentum to be, the number one contender and get his title back from Sugiura, which he still hasn't done. But, it's still a great, awesome match. Totally brutal, and Shiozaki looked like the frickin' man here. It was really, cool. Then we get to number 14, back-to-back matches from back-to-back ROH pay-per-views. First we have from Death Before Dishonor 8, the Kings of Wrestling versus the Briscoes in that no DQ match. Wow. These two just went out there and bullied the crap out of each other. All four men were bleeding. There was brutal spots. It was very gory, very brutal. Jay Briscoe bled buckets. So did Chris Hero. So did Mark Briscoe. And in the end, this was a storyline-driven match that delivered greatly. And it was awesome and really put this show together with the main event. And, separated it from basically every other Ring of Honor show in history. So there's that. Then we get the match from the Big Bang between these two teams, number 13. Wow. Just awesome match. These two just went out there and literally had some of the best, just no gimmick tag team wrestling I had seen the entire year. With the Big Bang, this was a title change match, and so the ending was brutal. Man. And then these two, this was not the best match of the night either, because we're still getting to that, but just a great, awesome, every sense of the word match, I should know what was coming between these two teams, because they just put on such an awesome match like this. I'm not saying out of the blue, but I didn't expect it to be this good, and it was. So now number 12, I said on my Twitter, I said it's, in several places, TNA ruined a 5-star match at number 12. Because it's the Kings of Wrestling versus the Motor City Machine Guns from Supercard of Honor 5. TNA would not have the Guns' job. The Guns could not go over, so they had a DQ in an amazing match. If this match had gone 3 more minutes and had a clean finish, either way, I would have given this 5. But it didn't. This match was just so awesome. I cannot give any of it justice. This match had such awesome tag team wrestling, having the Guns back in Ring of Honor. And the Kings are just awesome. I cannot say enough about it. Wow. Just awesome match. Nothing I can say can do it justice. Wow. What an awesome match. Alright, number 11 I'm at now. Yeah, Davey Richards versus Tyler Black from Tag Wars 2010. Not the best match these two had this year, but it was still a, if you watch the match from Death Before Dishonor 8 and then this, you see a lot of similarities. This match was not as good, but it barely missed my top 10 for a couple reasons, but just a great match, and pick up this DVD if you haven't seen it yet, because there's a lot of good stuff other than this on the show. And then, this match, just put it over the top, in an awesome, awesome match with a great finish. Now we get to my top 10. And my top 10 has been on my channel for the entire year. Starting off with, and I'm kind of blessed here because I saw 3 of the top 10 matches live. Starting with number 10, which I was at live, Final Battle 2010, Davey Richards versus Roderick Strong. Some people complain that there's too many kickouts in this match. Yeah, but it was because of how much Davey Richards and Roderick Strong had to endure to put one of those 2 away, is how I took it. And, maybe they could have toned it down a little, but I still loved it. And, this match just amazed me that I saw this caliber of a world title match live, and then they just delivered epically. The finish made sense. Everything just was on point for this match. Number 9, Marufuji versus KENTA from the Noah show, where KENTA made his return match. If KENTA had not gotten injured and they had a match here, this might be number 1, because KENTA was just on so much last year, and then Marufuji just is insane. These two just are 2 of the best. They have such a great rivalry as partners and as opponents, and then these two just have such amazing chemistry together. 2 of the best juniors in all of Japan. These two beat the crap out of each other. In a return match from injury, you have this good of a match. A strong 4.5-star match. It just proves how good KENTA and Marufuji both are. At number 8, we have these. Actually, take that back, because the best match CHIKARA had this year was not the match from Through Savage Progress Cuts the Jungle Line. It is right here with the Cibernetico. I forget who. Okay, the BDK team of everyone in the BDK but Lince Dorado, and then the CHIKARA team of Mike Quackenbush, Jigsaw, Hallowicked, Shane Storm, also known as Stigma, Icarus. Vocator was turned into being Larry Sweeney, rest in peace. Eddie Kingston and I said Hallowicked. I don't remember, but you get the point. Ultramantis Black, the leader of the team. Sorry about that. Just an awesome storyline-driven match. The in-ring of this match would have been less if it wasn't for just all. Pretty much the storyline from the beginning of the history of CHIKARA leads into this match. This is the biggest match in CHIKARA history to this point, no doubt. And then it delivered like this. Church is finally getting pinned. Just an awesome match. I can't recommend it enough. If you don't follow CHIKARA, you won't like it as much, but you will still love it because of the in-ring. Next, we got number 7, which I was at live as well. Danielson versus Shingo. MMA and pro wrestling to a T right here. And there was also pro wrestling spots, and this is where Danielson made his return to the Indies. And wow, just tons of great stuff in this match. Shingo was a beast. Danielson just went out there and beat the absolute shit out of Shingo, and then Shingo beat the absolute shit out of Danielson. Wow, just awesome stuff. This is my first ever awesome match I've ever seen live, so I love this match at number 7. And then now we get to number 6, which was from the 8th anniversary show, Austin Aries versus Tyler Black. Man, I cannot say enough about this match, because this match made me a believer in Pierce. Really put him over the top. No one's going to turn on Pierce. If you can create something like this with the New York crowd, I can't wait to see what else he can do. Because at Final Battle 09, if you remember the reaction Tyler Black got, that was not very good. But then, the entire crowd cheering him here. So, when he won the world title, which is why I thought it was a ballsy move from Pierce, and it paid off greatly. And that's why you have this match at number 6. Such an awesome match with an awesome reaction for Tyler Black. Now we get to number 5 with the Big Bang. Tyler Black versus Austin Aries versus Roderick Strong. With the triple threat match, these 3 guys went out there and absolutely just killed it. I cannot say enough about this match. The Big Bang had 2 amazing matches on it, and it was so awesome. Go check it out if you haven't already. See this match right now. Literally, this match, as triple threat elimination matches go, this is one of the best ever. This was such an awesome match, and this is a 4 3/4 star match. I did give it this rating. So there's that. Then we get to a match that I wish I could have given 5, but I didn't, for the reason that there was a little bit of a botch in the match and a little bit of inconsistent selling from BB Hulk. Shingo versus Hulk, the hair versus hair match from Kobe Pro from last year. Outside of that, there are no mistakes in this match. This is a 5-star match outside of those two things, and it lives up to every sense of that word. And there was a really, really cool hair shaving segment after the show, after the match. So there's that. Then we get to the 3 5-star matches. If you have not seen any of these matches, go out of your way to see them. Buy the DVD. Find it somewhere. I don't care. See them. But I'm sure you have if you're watching this video. Number 3, I was at live. Steen versus Generico. Mask versus ROH Career. There's not many matches like this in the history of pro wrestling. You had one of the greatest feuds, storylines in Ring of Honor history, and then you had one of the most brutal matches in Ring of Honor history. Combine the three, and it was just too much for me to handle. Seeing this live, it was tense in the building. I was sitting next to Big Red at this event, and I said, wouldn't it be cool if they started up here in the balcony? And they didn't, but I thought it could have happened. It would have been really cool. But, just a 5-star match. Nothing more to say about it. Then we get to number 2, Black versus Richard from Death Before Dishonor 8. These two went like 35 minutes, beat the crap out of each other for the ROH title. The crowd was the only reason, I didn't put this at number 1. And there's another reason, which I'll get to when I explain number 1. But these two are just 2 of the best in the world. Went out there and just kicked the crap out of each other. Just awesome match. Loved every minute of it. And then they had an awesome finish, and this put Tyler Black over in a huge way. Number 1, for the 2nd year straight, The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania. This match was better than the 25 match in my opinion. Every fall counted. This was streak versus career, and I loved it. This match had motivation for me to go to WrestleMania this past year. And, we got another awesome Undertaker match at it, but it wasn't as good as this. But this match was just, I usually don't mark out, just jump out of my seat, watching it live. I did it for this match. And that's why it's number 1, because I didn't do it for any other match on this list. I usually kind of sit to myself and mark out. This match I was jumping around. It was reminiscent of the Ladder War. So, yeah. This match was just so awesome, and thank you guys for watching. Leave your comments, and if you want to watch the Greek Scene video, please do. I will see you guys later.